Right now, amidst a fragile 2-week ceasefire, the U.S. military is making a point of being active and visible. Ground crews are bolting hundreds of Hellfire missiles onto the pylons of their attack helicopters. These preparations back the core demands of Operation Epic Fury, the total cessation of Iran's nuclear enrichment, and the guaranteed opening of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is currently pushing back, demanding a $1 per barrel toll for ships passing through the strait, while refusing to freeze its uranium program. They argue that ongoing Israeli strikes in Lebanon have already broken the truce. President Trump's response was a public warning. He stated the military is loading up and resting, positioned to return to large-scale combat operations if the negotiations in Islamabad fail. This ceasefire hasn't ended the conflict. It has merely moved the confrontation to a stage where visible, staged firepower is being used as a primary tool of negotiation. The hardware behind this posture is the AGM-114 Hellfire system, specifically the newer Romeo and Longbow variants. Each missile weighs 104 pounds, carrying a 20-pound warhead designed to strike with high precision at distances up to 6.8 miles. While the Romeo variant uses semi-active laser homing for multi-purpose strikes, the Longbow variant introduces a millimeter-wave radar seeker. This animation shows the tactical difference. While heavy mountain fog or battlefield smoke can disrupt a laser-guided missile, a radar wave can penetrate those obstacles, allowing for fire-and-forget strikes in conditions that would blind other sensors. The AH-64E Apache serves as the primary inland platform for these weapons. Operating from forward bases near the Iranian border, one helicopter can carry 16 Hellfires, enough to address over a dozen individual targets in a single sortie. In the Persian Gulf, the Marine Corps operates the AH-1Z Viper from carrier decks. Its role is to secure the maritime lanes and protect the fleet from small vessel threats. This capability was used on March 12th, when a U.S. helicopter neutralized an Iranian vessel that was approaching the USS Abraham Lincoln. By utilizing radar-guided munitions across both land-based and sea-based helicopters, the U.S. has established a strike capability that can coordinate attacks across rugged mountain terrain and maritime choke points simultaneously. To manage the threat of cheap Iranian drone swarms, the U.S. uses a tiered system. They deploy the L-3 Harris Vampire, which fires 70mm laser-guided rockets. The logic is simple. Use smaller rockets to clear drones at a fraction of the cost. This preserves the heavier Hellfires for high-value targets like command centers and armored vehicles. Sorties by U.S. aircraft are now a frequent occurrence across the region, though the environment remains hazardous. In April, an F-15E Strike Eagle was shot down during a mission over Iranian territory, marking the first loss of a piloted U.S. combat aircraft in the conflict. Despite the loss, a large-scale search and rescue operation successfully recovered both pilots. The fact that a U.S. recovery team could operate within Iran's borders and retrieve its personnel suggests that the regime is struggling to control its own territory. The conflict has also claimed the lives of a KC-135 crew over Iraq, a reminder that even with air superiority, the region remains dangerous for support assets. The U.S. ability to conduct deep penetration rescues demonstrates that while Iranian defenses remain active, they are currently unable to prevent American forces from operating in their most sensitive regions. These tactical shifts have moved the focus to the diplomatic tables in Islamabad, where U.S. and Iranian representatives are meeting to discuss a final peace deal. The U.S. is negotiating with the backing of an industrial base that has already proven it can produce thousands of precision weapons and forward deploy them without hitting its capacity. At the same time, European allies like France and the Netherlands are hardening their positions, integrating their own advanced fighters with U.S.-led operations. Iran is negotiating against this unified front with a security apparatus that has been significantly degraded after weeks of kinetic strikes. The ultimatum hanging over these talks is that any breach of the final agreement will end the current pause and return these staged weapons to active combat. By staging a massive rearmament during the peace talks, the U.S. is ensuring that the image of hundreds of missiles being loaded remains the primary point of leverage in Islamabad. To stay informed on the Islamabad negotiations and technology driving the conflict, subscribe to the channel. Share your perspective on the Hellfire surge in the comments, and follow us on social media for the latest updates.